Welcome back. So, we got the February monthly towers. So, we're going to start with this one. To beat the new tower in Ring 9. We got their awesome music for Ring 9. But basically, to find this tower, you just have to go all the way to here, Tower of Scaling Pillar, and there's a reason why I have vertical mobility still out. And no, I'm not beating this tower with vertical mobility. I'm actually going to do it legit. We're going to put this here. But yeah, to find this tower, you have to go to the library. So as soon as you enter in the castle, we don't talk about that. You'll see it's like peak intense. This tower is really good, which sucks only because that it's a temporary tower. But I mean, it will be permanent eventually in like August. So we have about like 6 months before it's like permanent. But yeah, Tower of Scaling the Pillar. Shout out to this creator for making a really good tower. I played through this tower. It's really fun. Also, do not fall, because if you fall, you have to restart. So yeah, let's begin. So this tower's got some pretty cool jumps. As you see, for this, you just have to go here and then flick up. It's not too bad. Difficulty's relatively consistent. I mean, relatively good. So we have these like ball wraps. They're here kind of often. They're not too bad though. But for this jump, you want to angle out and then just kind of wrap in. It makes it a little bit easier. Then you just wrap out, and then you have to wrap all the way out and then kind of go in. Otherwise, that could happen. So it's not difficult of a tower at all, but it can cause a challenge, especially on the late floors, as there are jumps that are definitely pretty difficult. So yeah, this tower is very short. You could probably be in about 10 minutes on a good pace. Also, I should probably disable cosmetics and put on invisible players because some people. Oh, dude, Gambit here. That is pretty awesome. So for that, you kind of want to jump up and then go in climb animation. And for this, you just kind of want to get here and then go out like that, just so you can actually go onto it. And then you have some pretty simple jumps, just kind of be angled out like I am because you're angled. But for this, you want to flick up, go in, and then just like wrap out, not on the wall twice, and then you should be good. And then for this, you just want to kind of like jump out. Don't worry about hitting your head there. You can't even hit your head there. Then you wrap around, and then you have this mechanic, which is you definitely need to learn. So you have to do this wrap. These are shape shift blocks. They change in size, rotation, and position, but only when you touch them, and they do not carry you. That's pretty much how they work. And yeah, it's good to know them. They're put throughout the entirety of the tower, except for floor 1. But yeah, floor 1's pretty easy. And you go into floor 2 and immediately see some. So yeah, basically you just have to wrap on the right a couple times, but wait till the last second because yeah. So for this, you just kind of want to wrap as late as you can because I was barely able to make that. And they do go away after a while, so don't worry about getting soft locked. No, you have to do this twice. They do expand a little bit, as you see, except for this one, apparently. But yeah, once you're done, you have some simple wraps, which you can actually save on one of them. And they're not too bad. You have this jump. You want to jump kind of towards the left, and then you just got to be prepared. As soon as this wall passes, head it up, and immediately go away from it. But there's two options you can do. You either go to a corner or go directly to the center. But basically, you have to get towards here. And then you have to do this fun little wraparound. And then you have to dodge this again. So get as close as you can and then immediately go towards the edge and then just immediately go and just pray make it. And then you have this puzzle. This puzzle's not that bad. You basically have to spawn this push box, and then you have to push this onto the platform, and then you have to hit that, and then when it gets close to those, you have to hit it, but not too close. Basically, you gotta kind of deal with that. So we gotta spawn this, we gotta push it on, and then we have to hit this, and then kind of like hit the one when it's like a couple seconds away, and then hit the 2, and then hit the 3. You might have to change your camera orientation a little bit, but it's not too bad. You just have to make sure you can get it on enough so you can hit that button. Once it's that button, you don't have to do these terrible timings anymore. So you just have to get as close as you can, immediately start going, get to the other side, and then immediately start going. And you're pretty much good, so yeah, you have to do this again. And then you're done with that section, never have to do again, unless you fall down before, so. Yeah. After these, you just have some very turn-based wraps. For this one, I kind of put my back towards the wall like that, but it's probably better if you just do it like this, because it makes the jump a billion times easier. And for this, wrap like that, it makes it a little bit easier than trying to do that. And then for this, you just want to jump, turn around like that, not too difficult. And then it's pretty simple. For this, you just have to see this move, and then you just have to do a simple ladder flick, and that you only need about 2 seconds to do all of it, but if you want to go faster, you can go faster. Yeah, so this tower is really fun. I really recommend playing this, especially if you have the skill. And then, yeah, oh, I forgot this jump. You just have to kind of like jump out. There's not much you can do. You just kind of have to do it. I didn't hope you make it. And then once you do that, you have to kind of wrap into this. And then you do a head hitter up. And now you're on floor 3, I think. Yeah, floor 3. You see that locked area. You have to do this wrap around. By the way, those are 2 of that. But then you have this. You have to spawn this, and then immediately spawn this, and then immediately spawn this. And then when it gets close, you have to spawn that. And the reason why you want to spawn them like that is because they disappear pretty quickly, as you saw. So yeah. After that mechanic, you can actually go this way. And by the way, I'm assuming most of this progress stays unless like it'll soft lock you, then it just resets. But yeah, this, you just dodge the kill brick. Pretty simple. And then you have this, you just go on this. And then you jump here, you jump onto this. Quickly go around, jump off. Do some more wraparounds. Pretty simple. Then after that, you have this simple truss flick. And then you have this cool puzzle. So you have to spawn the push box. You have to push it onto the X pusher. You have to push it all the way through. And then you have to wait for this to just pass the button. And then you just jump. Like, wait for that corner to pass this part. So wait for right there. And then go. And you should do that pretty much every time. Be careful that as that push box could fall off the edge of the X pusher if you somehow push that off. I don't know how you could do that, but it's possible. So yeah, after that, you have relatively simple gameplay. Simple reps, and then you can actually save yourself on these. But you do go out quite far, so it's not easy. By the way, you have to do this on the left. Don't do an impossible wraparound. And then after this, you have this mechanic. You have to hit this, and then you have to immediately jump to this, and then immediately wrap around, because you only have 4 seconds. And I do recommend hitting that go out, because you probably could jump to there and be okay directly, but I would recommend doing that just in case. And then for this, you can just jump on this and then quickly do this wraparound, and you want to stay on there and quickly do that. But it's recommended if you go in there, sight reading, just jump, then jump there, and then just wait a cycle, then do that, as you only have 2 seconds. But if you fail, you could likely save. By the way, that you just have to like get towards the edge, jump out, and then use this ladder to your advantage, please. But anyways, after that, you are on floor 4. So you have to go on the frame. You have to go on top of this, wrap up, and then you have some of these. You have these rising platforms. You have to jump, and then just quickly go around all of these. And yes, you do have to wrap around on that one. It's kind of say, if you hit that, you'll get teleported. I don't know where, because yeah, I did this section. I was able to slightly read this jump. But yeah, this, you just have to do these simple wraparounds. It's not too much to say. For this, just kind of wrap and then go in like that, and then you just want to wrap out like that. And then for this, you want to get kind of lower and then just do one of those header like that. And it'll be good. Just be mindful on these jumps, as your momentum is a bit messed up because of the orientation of the studs. So yeah, darker parts can't glide false, so you can glide through them. Be mindful of that. Just like Tower of Astronomical Influences. Anyways, you have that wraparound, and then you have this really cool puzzle. So you see that's where the push box spawns. So you want to spawn it like right on top, as it's like literally gonna spawn on top of it. And if you time it a little bit different, it's just gonna mess up. But basically, now you have to dodge this. You have to push it, kind of like swing it around. It's a very cool mechanic. It's kind of sad that this is a monthly tower, not a permanent. But I mean, it will be permanent in that one area. And then once you do that, you'll go back. But yeah, this tower's like pretty cool. It'd be cool if it stayed in for a while. But and don't jump down to there. Just wrap to that, unless you can jump down to there. But you can probably try it. That's probably what you're supposed to do, but doing that skip is better. And then you have to dodge for this. If you miss it, you'll get teleported a little bit back. Basically, you want this to be like right under the platform, and then just kind of hold W in space, and you'll make it just fine. And now you have this. You have this. Just kind of jump up to here, and then you have this. You just have to like go around like that. It's a weird jump, but yeah, this is like not slanted at all. But it kind of looks slanted. And then you have these darker parts you have to jump on. And then you can actually do a skip here. You can just straight jump to there, but it's easier if you go around. So I don't know why you would flick to there unless you were like Logan ISL, just bad at sight reading, or you're me, which is 10 times worse at sight reading. I make fun of Logan ISL for sight reading. That's like, I should stop doing that. I'm gonna stop making fun of Logan ISL's sight reading skills. So yeah, you just jump to there, and then you have to do this. You just have to time it over, and it does follow with. So you could just push all 3 times, and that seems to work beautifully. But what you're really supposed to do is you have to just carefully time this over like that, except actually land it, and be careful. You get a ton of momentum. So yeah, you just have to carefully do these. Yeah, and then eventually you get it down. I should try to actually do this. I recommend as soon as it bounces in the air to actually go, but for some reason I am unable to do this. I would just... You know what? This is what I'll recommend for this. When this bounces up into the air and it's about to fall down and when it's at its highest, just hold D, okay? Or just go forward on the X pusher. It'll work. Apparently, because apparently I can't do any other method. So do that method. Just copy what I did the last 2 times I did this. So yeah, then you have these. You can flat side them. If you try to time this so that could potentially save you, and it probably will. Yeah, you have this challenge. It's very easy. This spawns that. You have to spawn this and wait for this to just go over. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You gotta wait for this to start going over so you can actually make it. And if you do it right when that goes in, you won't make it, but like you have to wait a little bit for the end of that cycle before it moves to the left to make that. And also, what do you think of this frame? It's a very thin frame. It kind of like this tower's just cool. And then once you do that, you are on floor 6, I believe. Yeah, this is floor 6, so you're halfway done. And you're gonna be here way less time. I'm just talking, so I'm like actually commenting on the jump, so it's taking a bit longer. And for this, you just kind of have to squiggle through like still squiggly wiggly. And yes, I'm actually remember that still. Now, I was like the only one that liked that still, even though there were a couple jumps at the end that were a bit weird. Yeah. For this, you just have to kind of like, you can walk across it. That's what I recommend doing. It makes it easier, unless jumping is easier. But yeah, then you have this mechanic. You have to angle out like I just did. Here, I'll show a better representation of it. Basically, you have to angle out and then just wrap it. And then you have to go on top, left, and then you have to go here, wrap onto this. Wrap at an angle so you can land here. And then you have to get low so you can wrap around onto this, and then you can go through. And also you can make it flung a little bit there. Be careful. Don't jump down, you'll fall through. And now you have this mechanic. I recommend going here, and then just hitting this, and then just immediately going through this, doing that, and then just going for here, and then hitting that. It might take you a try or two just because those are kind of weird, but yeah, the first jump is that jump is really difficult set up for it, and then this jump is just kind of be careful. After that, you'll get a button, and then you have this button progress. Be careful as these jumps are kind of difficult, but they're not too bad. And then for this, you just kind of have to wrap around, and then go around, and pretty simple jumps to say the least. And now you're on floor 7. So floor 7, you just have to jump onto this, and then you have to go around this spherical object across the ceiling. It's nothing too bad. If you have helicopter powers, I recommend it. If this you want to get towards the corner, just wrap far, head hitter up, and then do this. And by the way, that's just nothing. You want to get kind of far just because of that, and then you just want to kind of angle out so you can make it. And then you have to go on top of this, go down, and then just kind of go. And you want to go down, otherwise you'll hit your head. And then for this, you just want to go to the side, kind of. You don't want to go to there. You kind of have to do this. So I kind of have to do that. It's a weird jump. But yeah, for this, you want to jump and then just immediately hold D and then jump off, as that is very tight. And then after that, so you want to just jump and then just hold D the entire time. And then you want to go there, and then you want to quickly wrap around and then jump off. Because of that. And then you have this almighty jump. You have to be very low, otherwise you'll hit your head. And if you fail it, I mean, you'll save, but you're going to lose a bit of progress. But yeah, it's nothing too bad. Don't jump there. For the love of God, do not jump there. You can't collide with that, and you're going to fall all the way down. And plus, that's a mechanic you haven't even learned yet. This is the mechanic. Parts like this are conveyor morphs. They switch between being a normal part and a conveyor. You won't see these often, by the way. Please don't touch that. Oh, by the way, that becomes darker than the floor. Except for this, but, I mean, you don't really see the mechanic there. I lied. You see the mechanic on the last floor. Don't worry about that. And also, say hi to, Lava Coldylus. That's what I'm calling him. Icequapolis. I don't know. That, hopefully that doesn't mean anything. Let's say hi to Mr. Snowman here. It's been vacant. And by the way, this is the first time you see the mechanic. You have to wait for it to be right when it goes to the beginning of the cycle. And then you just have to jump, and then you just have to time that. It's a pretty easy momentum jump. But yeah. After that, you can do that, and then you just have to wait for this to cycle to its collidable stage, and then you just jump off. They're pretty easy. There's a couple that are really tight, but they're for later. And then you have this mechanic. You just have to time it. It's a very tight timing, so you just kind of have to spawn. Hope you spawn at like the perfect time starting it. Try to get it so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That kind of beat. So just chime it down to that 3, I guess, or the very end of that 3. Because once you get that button, you just go across this. And don't fall. Well, I mean, if you fall, you'll be okay, but you still don't want to fall. This tower is kind of punishing. This is a really good tower, Alpha. And after that, you're on floor 8. So you just have to jump, go in. And then you have to stay on this side, and then you have to do a head hitter up. And then after that, you can just wrap onto here. And then this jump sucks. You have to kind of like go here, jump far, and just pray you make it. And then I recommend jumping when this is not collidable, so you can actually time this well. Because if you just go, you'll likely fail it. But if you wait for it to be on its black part, you could just jump on it, worry free, and then just go on that. Yeah, after that, you have some more spherical objects to go around. And then you just do a simple wrap. And now you have this mechanic. So this mechanic, you just have to jump, you have to spawn in it, and you gotta push this thing. You have to push it this way, so you have to get as close as you can. And then you just have to push it. And then just like that. You have to do it twice, and this thing is really tight in timing. I mean it. So you kind of have to just push it halfway. Get as close as you can. When it bounces up, you just have to push and pray you make it. It's just very tight timing. You just have to hope you can pull it off. It might take a while. I recommend practicing this tower. And yeah, by the way, for that, just do that. And just do this. Yeah, I recommend playing this tower so you can know how to do the jumps. And then actually try to beat the tower, because it's a cool tower. It's monthly. You won't see it for a while. So you have these, and then you have this. You just have to jump and then just kind of go inside like that. It's weird. But after that, you do some simple wraps. Then you have to do this big wrap around onto this. And then you have one of these, so just gotta carefully go around. If you fail, you can probably save them. Like, right there, there. And then you have this mechanic. And now you're on floor 9, so you have this. Oh boy, this section. So you have to wait for this spinner to pass. You have to jump on this yellow and then immediately go forward like that. And wow, that was a pretty lucky save. So basically, you have to jump on there, you have to hold space and W. Ooh, I'm really messed up. Okay, we're good. So yeah, basically what that mechanic is you have to spawn that yellow thing, and then you just have to hold W. So you have to go on the platform, wait for the spinner to pass, and then just kind of like hold W in space on it, and then you'll be able to pass it. It's the most difficult out of all that, so just don't worry if you're going to fail it. If you fail it, you can be like me and likely save. You're probably going to get way luckier with the save too. The only reason I say that is, well, I got flung and almost lost everything. But yeah, it's overall not too bad. Failing, you're going to make it back incredibly quickly. Except for doing floor 8 all over again. And this jump. Well, yeah, I'm not doing a cut. I'm lazy. I don't feel like doing it. Also, I want to get these out rather quickly because I didn't get the January ones out in time, so I still have to upload those, which I will upload before these because, you know, chronological order, that just makes the most sense. Well, yeah, that's probably why I sound quiet, because it's not a weekend and I'm trying to get these out, which is not a good idea because sleep is very important. Please don't sacrifice your sleep unless you really need to. But if you can, just sleep. Please, sleep is very important. Basically, you just want to wait for this to pass. At the very end, then just kind of jump forward, and then you have to wait for this to pass. Basically, you just have to kind of go there, and then you have to immediately wrap around, immediately jump on that yellow platform, jump back onto this, and then you go to here. It's very intricate. And then you just have to wait for this to be collidable, and then you just have to jump on it, jump off. I recommend jumping towards. I recommend going on the beginning and then jumping at the end for maximum thing. Wait for this spinner to just pass entirely, jump onto this, jump across, and then you have 10 seconds to quickly go to here, jump onto this, then angle out and jump around like that. Once you do all of that, you're done with that section. And then you have one of these, and then you just jump onto this. But you have this pretty cool safety net, except you have to go down more. Oh yeah, I have this mechanic. Just wait, just keep pushing until that pretty much is just passed. Wait for it to pass a little bit and then go. Try not to walk off. You kind of have to do that twice. Oh my god, I'm timing all this wrong. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I did not hit it. Basically, you just gotta wait for the spinner to pass and then jump on these. They're pretty easy. Once you hit both of the buttons, though, you just have to do the wraparounds. I don't know what happened there, but 49 is really short, so we're gonna do 49. Yeah, it's just the very beginning of this that's really difficult. It gets really easy. Now, there are some areas that could make this tower remorseless. I think this tower is like low remorseless. It doesn't really feel like I-10s, but I mean, it does kind of give like never-ending fun vibes, if you know what I mean. So it could qualify as that, but that tower kind of had like checkpoint stuff. This tower is a bit more punishing, and some of the jumps are a bit weird, so this could make you feel, oh yeah, you just gotta wrap and then just land it. I don't know what happened. I think I flat-set it horribly. Basically, you have to jump towards the edge, probably there, I guess, and then just jump and wrap. And then you have this. You see that? If you push this, you hit that, it pushes you back. So you have to jump quickly, go on this, try to make it go a bit slower, and just jump off towards the end. Try doing it a bit earlier because of that. But yeah. Anyways, you just have some simple jumps after that. This ladder flick. I'll call that the ladder flick of stairs to pain. I don't know. But anyways, for this, you just want to get kind of like the fourth stud up and then just kind of like go around. Or fail. That was kind of scary, but thankfully we didn't fall that far. We just have to do this jump again, which I almost just failed. I said that, but I was probably not even close to failing. So we have the ladder of stairs to pain we just passed. Get to the fourth stud, just go around. And then when you actually land this jump, what you have to do is you just have to go on this, and then you just have to push this. Push it kind of slow. You don't need to be too slow. You just have to jump onto this. Now you're on the final floor. Do not touch the frame. It's okay if you touch the frame. It teleports you back. And it's actually kind of good to touch the frame. And the reason I say that is because if you're falling and you hit this frame, you're getting teleported back to floor 10, which is amazing. So yeah. Now you just have to jump to here, then just kind of like wrap around onto this. And then you have to get kind of low and just then wrap around again. Wrap onto here, and then just wrap onto this. And then you just have to wait for this. This one's kind of tight, so you just kind of have to jump towards the net cycle. So it's in 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Kind of like that. And then you just have to spawn this, and then you have to quickly wrap around to this. Wrap around big time. Try not to hit that frame. If you do, please don't worry about hitting the frame. You're only getting teleported back to the beginning of the floor. And this floor is pretty short, especially at the very end. Basically, this you have to wrap and then go in, hit it up. And they have another tight timing, except this you have to be towards the very edge, because you have to do an actual wraparound. But that jump isn't too bad. After this, you just have to do a wraparound like that. Try to jump a little bit earlier or a little bit later. I don't know. Jump later because of that, but jump earlier because that's going up. Then you just got to wrap around here, do a head hitter up. And then you have this. You just have to hit the very edge and then just like head it around. It's kind of tipping, not too bad. And then you have the last like final big mechanic. And this is the final stretch of the tower. So you have to align this as well as you can towards the center. Push this, quickly move out of the way, because that thing pushes strong. But once you hit it, you got 15 seconds to literally do the rest of the tower, or fail. Oopsies. So basically, yeah, I'm probably gonna do a cut, but I'm very far. I don't want to mess this up. Basically, at that point, you just have to beat the tower. The jumps are very sight readable, and I'm probably gonna cut to just me beating this tower. Well, yeah, it's also very late, and I don't want to wake people up. So yeah, that's this tower. That's why you want to touch the frame. So if you fail, you can actually save yourself. But it does kind of suck because if you fail, you could just fail further down and never make it back. Yeah. The end of this tower is just becoming a big mess, like my low challenges. That jump is weird, it's just difficult. And yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, if you fail, if you don't do it in 15 seconds, you just have to redo it, so just get as close as you can towards the center. And then just pray it lands on it. And then you just have to do these jumps. Don't actually mess up this jump. It's not that hard. But once you do that, you just beat your monthly tower. So yeah, that's that. It's a pretty fun tower, not gonna lie. And yeah, that's that tower. And yeah, sorry for being quiet. I don't want to wake everybody up. It's really late. I should be sleeping right now. Really, don't tell anybody. But yeah, that's that tower. It's really, really fun. I highly recommend playing it. So yeah, now that that's done, now it's time to beat the new steeple in Silent Abyss. So Silent Abyss has a new steeple, and by the way, there's been a tutorial added for the ring select if you haven't been there for the first time. Obviously I can see because I already went through it, but I actually recorded it. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I probably will upload it anyways. But yeah, now we have Silent Abyss to do. So yeah, Silent Abyss steeple doesn't seem too bad. And yeah, let's do the Silent Abyss steeple. See you for that.